recognise that the problem starts in the home, and not that, well, the problem is rooted from the home, so to speak, and that if families are in what is known as, you know, delinquency or, you know, poverty, as they like to say, it's really to do with raising up the families in our communities, you know, making us giving us back our voice, stop speaking for us and allow us to speak for ourselves.
Hey, hey, hey.
One of the things we can do is to recreate that family structure. We had as an African people, we had what we call the extended family, and nowadays all that seems to have broken down. We can recreate that structure and begin to, even when the males are not within the family, we have uncles and brothers and people who can fill that role as a male role model within that family. Remember, I don't know if you remember when we were growing up back home, if you lived with your children, even if the father wasn't there and the child misbehaved, you'd call Uncle Tom or, you know, or whoever who was a good friend or family, and they come and help you to discipline that child, to talk to them and show them to how to go along the right road. We need to bring that back. We need to give the children the support, the love, and the discipline that they say they need, and they do need, in order to combat the situation now where they stop going outside to seek that, to look for exactly what they should be getting from the family.
Hey, hey, hey. What must be, must be.
For a start, we were saying a bit we could do on the program, for instance, take the children out of the school system, you know, because that's where they get initiated into the system generally, yeah. And I think we need to start a program where we take them out of the school system and educate them ourselves. The free school movement now is coming up. We need to start our own schools. We have to teach our children our own culture. So to me, that's the starting. If we're sending our children to their school system, we cannot object, if you like, or we cannot argue when they come out to be what they are, because they can't be anything else than what they're going through in the school system. So my first port of call is to get them out of the school system, get our minds away from their teachers.
What will be, will be.
You have to look at it this way again, you know. They've closed down most of the youth centres. Yeah, there's no more youth centres like there used to be in my days. You used to have the Secament, you know, and these various places to go. Now they've actually locked down all the centres and building up new flats. So the youth them don't have anywhere to exercise their energies. No play centre, no snooker tables. You know, I remember back in the days when I used to show like 10 pence to buy a record, you know, see it, and then we used to build up like a sound system. But we used to have places to go and play our little sound system. The youth them don't have it. They don't have it anymore. So, you know, they need something to do. Now them get hooked up on these little skunk, and it's all gone crazy. Look at the whole situation, what's going on right now. It's just a whole lot of hullabaloo going on in the system.
What will be, will be. Some of them future have no eyes to see.
I think sense of togetherness. You're not by yourself. Like, there needs to be more leisure stuff about, more social events going on. There's plenty of youths my age that don't have nothing to do. I think a lot of voluntary stuff should be given out to people, a bit more employment, more stuff for people to get their hands on, get more involved in. I think the reason why they do join gangs is because they're bored, they have nothing else to do, so they see it as going out with their friends and doing stuff themselves is more productive than them using their mind or gaining an education or doing something with themselves, i.e. jobs, or look for a job.
Some of them acting like a wannabe. Some of them acting like a bumblebee.
We as a community, we as adults, we as African people. Ooh. Well, if the problem is that our children are in gangs because they don't have families and community, then what we need to do is, one, take responsibility for the education of our children. Take them out of the schools. Because before they go to school, they are bright sparks. They have imaginations, and imagination is everything. When they go to school, their imagination is cut and curbed, and they're told, oh, don't be so silly, don't think about that, sit still, be quiet, do your work, listen to me. That's what teachers will say to children over and over again. So as a community, we need to take our children out of school and be responsible for their education. Be responsible for ensuring that they know what they need to be happy. Be responsible for ensuring that they know what they need in order to carve a life out for themselves. Give them an opportunity to develop a philosophy, a way of being, a way of living, a way of communicating with other people in their community. We have to take that responsibility, because as long as we give our children to somebody else, we are always going to have a problem. And I would use the analogy, and I use it every time. Children are a blessing, they are a divine gift, they come from divine beings, which are us. When we have our credit card, would we give our credit card to a complete stranger with the PIN number? No, we wouldn't. But we would give our divine gift to a complete stranger to mess with their head. How does that make any sense? And I know it's not obvious, because I put one of my children through school, but the other one I said no. So when we know this, we have to work towards taking our children out of school and educating them ourselves as a community, and we have to work together as groups of parents. For example, it's this simple. If you've got 5 or 6 parents come together, each parent does 1 day a week in terms of educating the group of children, and then we move forward. So the other 4 days of the week, you go and do what you need to do in order to live your life. So if we work together, we can make life easier, come out of the Babylon system, start with our children, because now we send them to school, they're just training them to go into the army, to go into gangs, they're just training them to be zombies. Let's reclaim our children and be responsible for our children and our future.
Some of them acting like a killer bee.
More grassroots, more local programs for the youth. That youth are more interested in, like football and other things, sports activities, and try and get them into programs like karate, even karate and certain things that teaches self-discipline. As a youth, I was a scout, and I think that did a whole lot in my life too, for teach myself certain discipline. And there's a lot that can be done at the grassroots locally, and not just programs, but effective programs.
Hey, hey, hey! Community needs to go back to basics and actually start looking out for the youths. First of all, the community need to get rid of this materialistic baggage. A lot of this is affecting how we see each other. The community need to actually get together and tackle the main culprits in all of this, because it seems like the government's not doing their job, but there's no one there to challenge the government. If everyone came as a whole, then maybe we'll have a chance. But right now, the community as individuals, we have a lot of baggage to get rid of.
Hey, hey, hey!
Well, the truth about it is that we need to try really and truly and let these gangsters outside here, the real gangsters, know that that is the cause, and these youths are the effect. Whether they are white youths, black youths, or whatever, they know that the only way that they can get anywhere and get anything in a system like this, a system that is controlled by the land barons, right, and the landless. The landless they call the working class and the peasants. And as long as the land barons can take their gang situation and carry on doing the atrocities and the things that they're doing outside there, right, to the landless, right, the landless is always going to want to get a bit of the action too.
Hey, hey, hey!
What can the community do is go back to a sense of self-hire. We have to know ourselves and know who we are and where we are, especially in them time here. Look what's happening to our people in this country. What can the community do? Well, those who say them know, those who say that they're educated, must get back and serve the people here. This is what it's all about. We can't say we have education and we're going to use this education to work for the white man. But when it comes time to work for us as a people, we don't have the spirit for it.
What will be